Monster Blood for Breakfast. Enter HorrorLand, Chapter 6. My scream startled Billy. He dropped the box. It hit the floor hard, and the lid popped open. Oh no, Billy and Sheena both cried as the green goop bubbled up from the box. Making squishy sucking sounds, the monster blood spread across the floor at our feet. Then it started to grow, rising up quickly, standing up as if alive. I jumped back in horror. My mind was spinning. How could there be monster blood in Horrorland? Billy bent down and frantically tried to shove the green gunk back into the box, but it had spread too quickly. It plopped over his shoes and started to climb his leg. Get it off me, he screamed, kicking and thrashing his legs. Just run, I said. I tugged him by the arm. It's growing too fast. Let's go. I can't. It's wrapping around my legs, Billy cried. Billy reached down and tried to pull it off with both hands, but his hands stuck in the thick bubbling slime. In seconds they disappeared into the monster blood. Help me, get it off, he wailed. But then I saw the outline of two hands shoot into the bubbling monster blood, Sheena's hands, trying to rescue her brother. It's too sticky, it won't come off, she said. She gasped as the thick green gel rolled around her arms. I couldn't see Sheena, but I could see her hands grappled with the goo, and I could see her struggling to pull her arms free. I froze, staring in horror as the monster blood covered both of them, popping and bubbling. It's swallowing us, Billy cried. Matt, help, it's swallowing us both. Chapter 7. How could this happen? How could monster blood follow me here? I wanted to help my friends, but I knew if I grabbed the stuff, it would stick to me and pull me in too. What could I do? My hands tensed at my sides. I watched them kicking and twisting their bodies, struggling against the fast-rising goo. The key card. My hand slid to my jeans pockets. Yes, the strange card had helped me out before. Maybe it could help us one more time. My hand was shaking. I struggled to slide it out of my pocket. I raised it high. I aimed the front of the card at Billy and Sheena and held it there. Nothing happened. The monster blood oozed up toward Billy's neck and shoulders. His dark eyes bulged. His mouth was wide in a silent scream of terror. I could see the outline of Sheena's hands and arms as she fought to untangle herself, twisting and squirming. Help us, Matt, do something. I turned the card around and tried again. Nothing. I pushed the card closer till it almost touched the monster blood. Come on, work, I pleaded. But no, the card wasn't helping at all. Matt, it's up to my chin, Billy wailed. So sticky, can't breathe, Sheena's voice came out in a choked whisper. I still had the key card raised in front of me when a loud voice boomed from the lab entrance. What's going on in here? Huh? Startled, I spun around hard and almost fell. A tall giant of a horror burst into the lab, big hairy hands balled into fists. He had short yellow horns on his head, with wavy green hair falling over his boulder-like forehead. He had bright blue eyes under thick brown eyebrows. I recognized him. Yes, as he tromped over, I read the brass name tag on his purple and green uniform. Byron. Byron was the horror who had come up to me when I first arrived. He was the horror who slipped me the key card. What is this? What have you done? He shouted in his booming, deep voice. I pointed to my struggling friends. Billy and Sheena were almost buried under the throbbing green mound of monster blood. Can you help them? Can you do something? I cried. Byron frowned. His eyes studied the pulsing green goo, then he turned back to me. Sorry, he said softly. Better say goodbye. It's too late for them. Chapter 8. I gasped. My breath caught in my throat. Byron blinked. His blue eyes narrowed. He snapped his hairy fingers. Oh, wait, he said. I think I might have something that should help. He reached into his uniform and pulled out a small square object. At first, I thought it was another key card, but then I saw the light bounce off it, and I knew what it was. A mirror, a small pocket mirror. This should do it, Byron said to me. He turned the little mirror and aimed it at the throbbing mound of monster blood. I heard a loud pop. The pile of green goop stopped oozing and bubbling, and as I gasped in amazement, the monster blood spilled away from Billy and Sheena, and began to pour over the mirror. It took a few seconds for me to realize that the stuff was being sucked into the mirror. But yes, it came rolling off Billy and Sheena like an ocean wave sweeping away, my heart pounding. I watched it pour into the mirror in a steady green stream. Seconds later, Billy stood in front of us, pulling a few sticky globs of monster blood off his t-shirt. He turned and gazed all around. Sheena? He called, Sheena, where are you? Sheena? No answer. Wait, he screamed at Byron. My sister. Where's my sister? Byron held the mirror steady till the last drop of monster blood disappeared into it. You're not safe here, he said, glancing to the lab door. But Sheena, Billy started. Shh, listen to me, Byron snapped. You're in real danger in Horrorland. I'm not supposed to help you, but I'll try. I'm going to help you escape. Escape? I can't escape without Sheena, Billy said. Listen to me, Byron said. Before he could finish, two angry-looking horror MPs, guys we'd never seen before, stepped into the doorway. One of them pulled a slender black club from a holster at his waist. He moved forward quickly, eyes locked on Billy and me. His partner blocked the exit. I let out a long sigh. No escape this time. We were trapped. What did we do? I cried. Why are you after us? Chapter 9. Let's go, Byron, the MP said. He bumped past me and grabbed Byron by the shoulder. Don't make a fuss, Byron, the horror cop at the doorway called. Just come along quietly. I held my breath. What was happening here? They weren't after us? They had come for Byron? Let go of me, Byron boomed. He jerked his shoulder free and lurched away from the MP. The little mirror fell from his hands. It hit the floor and shattered into a dozen pieces. Help me, the horror cop yelled to his partner. He grabbed Byron again and held him with both hands. The other cop dropped to the floor and began frantically picking up mirror pieces. Weird. I let out a cry as I saw what was happening to the mirror. The jagged pieces on the floor. They were melting, turning to liquid under the MP's fingers. They gleamed like little silver puddles. Grunting to himself, the big MP scooped up the mirror droplets. He climbed to his feet. Ready to roll, he told his partner. Byron struggled to free himself from the MP's grasp. You can't do this, he insisted. Don't you know who I am? Shut up and walk, the horror snapped. They dragged Byron out of the lab. He screamed and struggled the whole way. I felt dazed, too confused to think clearly. I turned to Billy. He looked very upset. He had trickles of sweat rolling down the sides of his face, and I heard him calling in a soft whisper, Sheena, are you okay? Sheena, are you here? Answer me, please. Silence. Billy wiped the sweat off his cheeks. He spoke in a trembling voice. She's gone, Matt. Do you think she was sucked into the little mirror too? I shuddered. This was too weird. We have to go after Byron, I said. He wanted to help us. That's why they dragged him away. We have to find him. He's the only one who can bring back Sheena. But where? Billy asked. Then I spotted something, a tiny piece of silver gleaming at my feet. I bent down and carefully picked it up. Billy, look, a piece of the mirror. It didn't melt. That MP didn't get all of the pieces. Billy pressed close to me. We both stared into the tiny piece of mirror. No way, I shouted. No way. In the tiny triangle of glass, I saw the two missing girls, Brittany and Molly. They were riding on an old-fashioned carousel, white with creamy white horses and carriages. The girls were sitting side by side in a carriage, slowly spinning on the ride, and the carousel was covered in flames. To be continued in Goosebumps Horrorland, The Scream of the Haunted Mask. Fear file number 3. Welcome to Horrorland, where nightmares come to life. That's on a sign that's on like a postcard type thing. And then it's written, Horrorland is not what it used to be. Then on the other side, it has, support your monster police, working hard to keep you unsafe. If you need us, just scream. A cry for help is music to our 5 ears. A special 8-fingered salute to MP Officer of the Month, Howard U. Lickapunchin the nose. Unlikable, unhelpful, untrustworthy, unspeakable. Howard has a special heartfelt message for Horrorland visitors. Don't start anything, you know how I get. Find the rest at www.escapehorrorland.com, signed LM1. www.enterhorrorland.com. So, that is what the sign looks like outside, and crumpled up, and then here's the poster. So down here on part of the poster, it wants you to go to enterhorrorland.com, but here written in handwriting says escapehorrorland.com. I imagine that's something to foreshadow further. And then map 3 has like a police station, some either alligators or crocodiles, I don't know the difference. And then that building that they described. Map 3. This book is your ticket to enter HorrorLand.com. Checklist number 3. Climb aboard the Hungry Croc's ride, but watch out for the giant crocodile. Wait till the monster police aren't looking and use their x-ray machine. Defeat Monster Blood before it's too late. And don't forget to visit the Crocodile Cafe if you survive. Done?